Transformers number 16. Look at this cover. We got Devastator versus Bruticus. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Are you ready? Let's just jump right into it. The issue takes us right to Cybertron with Cliffjumper and Blue Streak. Blue Streak's like, we shouldn't be here. Cliffjumper said, you've already said that. And Alita One's like, hey, we're serious, Cliff. Some places should be left untouched. But Cliffjumper's like, listen, there's something here that I gotta find. This is where Starscream killed my clan. Cliffjumper tells his crew that he buried something here because he figured since Starscream killed off his people, they would never come back. And here it is, a spark canister. And he said, listen, there are only pieces of my friends left. Not enough to bring back all of them, but maybe enough to make something new. We then get back to Earth, where Soundwave gives the order to the Constructicons, and they're like, we're already ahead of you, boss. And here we go, the battle of the combiners. We got Devastator versus Bruticus, and before you continue, you gotta let me know in the comments section who you got. I'm sorry, I gotta go Bruticus. That's my man, that's Starscream's people. I gotta go Bruticus, but who do you have, and tell me why one would win over the other? But oh my gosh, something I never thought I'd see. This is freaking awesome. Optimus Prime knows what's up. He's like, listen, we gotta get out of here. Wheeljack's like, what about my machine? He's like, it's too late, jump. And we get into the fight. Looks like Bruticus hits Devastator with a closed fist. And I'm telling you, in the comic book itself, it doesn't do it justice what you're seeing on the screen. This cover, this layout, it looks amazing. Bruticus with the first punch. You see Starscream below saying, kill, kill. And Soundwave, you could just see Soundwave running up to Starscream. We got some humans that are little bystanders seeing what's going on. And then we get round 2. Soundwave versus Starscream. Now, Soundwave got the better of Starscream. Took him out. I thought he killed him, and that was the end of my man Starscream, but no, he's back. Soundwave's like, how do you still function? And Starscream like, you cannot kill what is unkillable. And I can't say the same for yourself. Soundwave turns around while Starscream backs up, and kaboom! In comes Astro Train. He transforms into his train and just smacks Soundwave. You can see Starscream laughing, but up in the top is Thundercracker. Thundercracker comes in and starts laying down some fire on Starscream. He's like, why are you doing this? Why? And Starscream's like, you were there, Thundercracker. You left this evil to rule. He's like, you left us no choice. You were unhinged. Now we got the Seekers fighting the Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Thundercracker's, through this series, he's got a little heart. And he's so upset about his brother, Skywarp. He thinks that Starscream ripped him to pieces. And Starscream, as they're fighting, saying, look, it wasn't just me that ripped up Skywarp. It was Soundwave. And he's like, you lie. He's like, will you wake up and stop being naive? This is how it is, metal on metal. And they're fighting. And it looks like Starscream's about to blast them. But no, Thundercracker got the little remote control. And he sends Starscream over the cliff. Starscream's just a little crazy, man. He's chaotic. That's why I love him. He's like, you throw him in the mix, and it's chaos theory all over. You never know what's going to happen with this guy. That's one of the reasons why I love him. Now we get back to Soundwave fighting Astro Train. Soundwave immediately looks at Astro Train and calls him a coward. He's like, how could you switch sides? And something happened because Astro Train is like, I don't care what side I'm on. I just want to kill Megatron. And whoever hates him the most picks up Soundwave and throws him in the ditch just where Starscream is. Soundwave looks up at Thundercracker and is like, hey, help me quickly. But Thundercracker is he's just not there. He's thinking about, man, has everyone lied to me? I'm out of here. He transforms into his jet form and just flies away. Then Prime is like, you know what? Enough of this mindless fighting. If the structure is destroyed, the humans in the entire area will be devastated. Starscream yells, "Are you a baby? You actually think we care about these squishies?" Prime is like, "You must," and then something happens again. Something takes over his mind, and he's not thinking clearly, and he just fires. He hits the dam, releasing the water. The fight between Devastator and Bruticus. There's water flying. It's flushing out everybody. Wheeljack's like, "What happened, Optimus?" He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. He notices that there's humans, and he's like, "I can't get to them. They're too far away." And just in the nick of time, Trailbreaker is awoken from his slumber. His power, he can make force fields. That's just like one of his special tricks. And he looks down at the humans. He's like, "Hello there, small things." He goes, "My name is Trailbreaker." And Wheeljack's like, "Man, talking about getting revived in the nick of time." He's like, "Sorry, I'm late to the party. I woke up and I almost got crushed by those two. What in the spark is going on?" You see Prime on his knees, not knowing why he keeps losing control. And he simply says, "Chaos." We then get back to Cybertron, where Cliffjumper and the gang go back to the base. And Cliffjumper's saying, "I am going to go somewhere to maybe bring back my friends." And they're like, "Where are you going to go?" "I'm taking them to the Wells of Sparks." And Alita 1's like, she's basically the leader here on Cybertron. She's like, "You can't go there. That's a death sentence. That's Decepticon territory." And now they're letting her know. They're like, "Listen, everywhere is Decepticon territory." And he's like, "We got no hope around here. Everybody's doom and gloom. Everyone's down. Maybe a fresh new Autobot will bring hope." And Alita has to take a jab at Optimus Prime and goes, "And when you get what you want, you're just going to take back to Earth to Optimus Prime?" He says no. We then get to Carly and Spike as they are on the mission with Beachcomber and RC. They're trying to find Ultra Magnus. So they just give us a little update that they're still out there trying to see if they could find him. And then it takes us to an unknown location with Laserbeak. And here is the moment that everyone has been waiting for. There's a voice that says, "My old friend." He says, "It's been too long. Thank you for finding me." And here we have our first official appearance of Megatron. They showed a little glimpse of him earlier on when he was trapped in the ice. But Megatron, alive and well. He takes the cables from Laserbeak and attaches it to his own so he can finally see. And he's like, "Guide me to my warriors." Megatron missing his arm. That's attached to Optimus Prime. This is about to get real. One of the most powerful Transformers, probably one of the most powerful Decepticons, is making his way back. The Autobots are in shambles. Prime, he gets possessed all the time. He doesn't know what's going on. And they've got Bruticus, Starscream, Soundwave, Devastator, and Megatron. I believe he'll end this civil war with the Decepticons and totally dominate the Autobots. And before we go, I want you to check out all the covers for this issue. I love cover D, of course, because it's my man Starscream. And I've got all the Starscream covers. One day, I guess, on a live stream, I'll show them off. But look at cover E. That looks so amazing with Megatron and Laserbeak. Such an awesome job. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm hyped. I know I'm behind, but we're getting there. We're getting caught up, and I just can't wait to see what's happening next with Megatron now back in the picture. And if we're like, where the heck has he been? I've got to get the Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe comics out as well, because it all ties in and it all connects. It's just simply amazing. Thank you, Skybound, for this amazing gift.